All right, welcome to the latest episode of the Organic Fitness Podcast. Okay, in this show, we're going to be touching on a couple of different points that I have pulled from questions and topics from people I'm mentoring and the questions that come in on weekly Q&As that I do. So, the couple of areas we're going to be touching on in this episode are how to improve your skin health. Okay, skin health is so important, and we'll be going on the likes of touching on healthy fats, what ones I recommend. Following that, then they'll be touching on organic foods and sweating, why it's important to sweat, as well as that we're going on to bloating, issues with bloating if you have any, or if you're looking to just be a healthier individual overall. Those are the topics we'll be discussing in this week's show. So if you're a previous listener, welcome back. If you're a new listener to the show, welcome to the show. Okay, you came to the right place. So we'll start off by saying things to improve your skin health. Okay, how to improve your skin health. So it's one of the largest organs found in the body. For those of you who don't know that, okay, your skin covers your top to toe, and how to improve that. And things that I recommend to improve that are going to be foods. Why? Because food is medicine. Okay, and one of the first things that you're going to learn is that vitamins and minerals that are found in the supplements that you can take for skin health are all found in whole foods. Okay, and the main one that's good beneficial for skin health is going to be vitamin A. Vitamin A is one of those things that can change your skin at a cellular level. What that means is it can literally brighten up your skin complexion. So foods that are high in vitamin A are, yes, orange foods. Okay, think of it as butternut squash, think of them as carrots, easily and in season foods that I highly recommend you to get. Okay, so those things that, and this is a tip that I use for like the squash. Okay, it's something that I previously hadn't a lot in my diet, but now I have added in a hell of a lot more, and I use it with people that I train and people that I mentor and people that this year I'll be showing a lot of people. I do mentor people online and showing them how to grow. I'll be doing courses, hopefully in the very near future, of showing people how to put a seed in the ground and literally have the main advantage of getting something as clean cut, chemical free, organic as you can get at your back door. Okay, and if you can't grow it yourself, you need to find and we'll source you the best fresh organic produce of those high vitamin A foods such as carrots or squash. So squash, how do I cook it? I highly recommend you to. I'm a lazy, as active an individual, a healthy individual I am, I actually am a lazy cook. I put the whole squash and the whole butternut into the oven, just like a chicken. Okay, take it out an hour and a half later, 180. She is ready to rock, and you can leave it there and slice it up. It's unbelievably sweet to taste, especially a variety called Crown Prince. For those of you that do a little bit of your own growing, I highly recommend you to get your hands on it. Okay, it's one of those things that you can put in the fridge then and use in a salady type lunch. That is so key then for bumping up your fiber. Fiber is unreal for keeping you fuller for longer. For those of you that want to improve the likes of your overall health, fiber is going to be key for you too. So what I want you to know then is coming on to other foods that I highly recommend you to add in to improve your skin health is the likes of vitamin C foods. Okay, greens, but I want to touch on the likes of red cabbage first before I go on to greens. Okay, well, in my terminology of vegetables, it's a green that grows outside, and red cabbage is a winner. Why? With the added advantage, okay, it contains vitamin C, as all other greens do. Okay, vitamin C is also good for repairing your skin, okay, because it repairs the likes of your cells, and your cells make up your skin. So red cabbage have the added advantage over green cabbage. Why? Because it's higher antioxidants, okay, which leads me on lovely to antioxidants reduce oxidative stress. Excess amount of stress in the body also reduces the likes of your skin health. So if you want to improve skin health, you increase the likes of your antioxidants. How do you increase the antioxidants? The darker the color, the higher the antioxidants. Red cabbage has higher antioxidants than green. Red onions have higher antioxidants than white. Okay, those are just two small, simple added changes that you can add to that. If you're having red cabbage, which is in season, you chop it up, you put it in the pan, okay? 10, 15 minutes there, you put it in the stir fry. It's a winner. It's high fiber, it's vitamin C, it has high antioxidants, and get it organic. Your max, which has, okay, the added advantage of getting things organic, if I didn't mention this before, is that it has higher antioxidants when compared to conventional. And one of the reasons that it's thought that this is the main fact found in studies is organic produce or chemical free that you grow your own, okay, has been put under a certain amount of stress, and then stress produces the likes of these antioxidants in these vegetables, and then we get the added advantage of a more stressed plant that has higher benefits to us when we consume it chemical free and organic. Get on the red cabbage, okay? It's one of the meals I'm having on a regular basis right now. Why? Because a whole red cabbage is one of the cheapest organic food items you can possibly get, okay? There's massive eating in it. And then we're going on to greens, okay? Greens that are in season, rocket, okay, winning. You have broccoli, Brussels sprouts, all things you can add in to stir fries. I'm a major fan of stir fries. Why? Because it's quick, it's handy, and if something's quick and handy, you're much more likely to do it long term. Okay, then other items such as your spinach, all greens. Okay, greens also have spinach greens also have the added advantage of improving the likes of blood flow. When you improve blood flow, you improve more vitamins and minerals to get into your around your body, that get to your cells. Okay, again, remember cells are make up your skin. So if you improve vitamins and minerals going to all areas of your body, such as your skin, you're going to be on a winner. Especially if you're eating the likes of vitamin C or vitamin A foods such as squash and carrots and greens. Winning. Okay, tomatoes are another one. Okay, tomatoes are something that are out of season right now, but these are just foods that I recommend you throughout, depending on when you get to listen to this podcast. Could be midsummer you're listening to it. But what I want you to note is adding in these foods to your diet are going to really, really bump up the likes of and improve your skin health overall. And as well as that, you've added advantage of the fiber that we're talking about. So with tomatoes, okay, whether you're getting them, are going to eat them raw or cook them, I prefer you'd cook them. Why? Because there's an antioxidant called lycopene in tomatoes. Okay, and that's increased, okay, by nearly double, if not 3 times the amount of the absorption of that vitamin. So when you are cooking them, I highly recommend you to add in healthy fats, which brings me into the like of the next topic we're touching on. So cooking your tomatoes increases absorption of fat soluble vitamins and that antioxidant such as lycopene. Okay, healthy fats that I highly recommend you have are extra virgin olive oil. Okay, getting organic again. Okay, super value are great for there are other shops available that you can get extra virgin olive oil in, and for supporting local produce. Okay, and they're going to increase the likes of their products that they have that are organically. Why? Because us and whoever's buying organic produce are going to be the drivers for it. And that's one of the reasons why I do this podcast on a weekly basis, getting people to be healthier and eating things that benefit them on a regular basis is not only going to improve their health, okay, but it's also beneficial for the environment. The whole idea of it is we have to look after the soil, and in organic growing, that's exactly what we do. We use, and organic farmers, organic growers, and people who grow their own, they use regenerative methods. They don't use synthetic fertilizers, which is something that is causing negative effects to the soil. And using the likes of these healthy fats, getting back to the healthy fats, is important to increase the absorption of those fat soluble vitamins. Okay, and for those people that in 2021 or January getting a new health trend, and they're recommending you to take out fats in your diet, don't eliminate any one of the 3 main macros. Don't eliminate carbohydrates. Don't eliminate healthy fats. And typically people don't eliminate proteins. Why? Because, you have to eat something firstly, but that's getting back to your healthy fats. Okay, healthy fats don't make you fat, and they do contain higher amount of calories. Okay, so they do contain 9 kilocalories per gram compared to protein, which has 4 kilocalories, and carbohydrates at 4. But the main difference is with fats, is it really, when people are talking about taking out, we should take out the cooking oils and we should use low calorie sprays and not use any cooking oils at all. It's the problem with people isn't the problem with people isn't the fact that it's the cooking oils, it's the overconsumption of processed foods. And when you're consuming or taking out the likes of those healthy fats from your diet, okay, you're not solving the problem. The problem in the first place is you don't have a healthy lifestyle, you don't have healthy habits, you don't have a routine of knowing what foods you can cook and to maximize their benefits, such as the tomatoes that I highly recommend you cook, and the likes of red cabbage in the likes of extra virgin olive oil, which is massively high in omega-3 healthy fats. But when you're consuming these foods on a regular basis, it's so important that you know and have a routine of cooking foods from scratch. I'm a firm believer in the less friction you have, the more likely you are to have a healthier way of living. Okay, I'll take the simple example of I have the frying pan left out for me every day, okay, out on top of the cooker. So that just means all I have to do is grab the, like I said, the extra virgin olive oil, pour it into the pan, and I'm already on it. As opposed to if I had to take out the pan, I had to take out the olive oil, and then I had to get out the chopping board. Chopping board's left out as well, just an added advantage. It's at arm's reach, all those things. Putting it in place and building a system and a plan in your house, in your home, wherever you're living right now. So that makes it easier. And when I touch on the likes of organic food and extra virgin olive oil, I recommend it. Why? Because it contains a type of healthy fat called omega-3 healthy fats. Omega-3 healthy fats reduce inflammation in the body. That's what it does. It's so important for the body to have high amounts of this omega-3 because we typically don't get enough of it. Okay, processed foods are inflammatory. Processed foods, junk food, chips, crisps, alcohol, also inflammatory, and those things consumed on an excessive amount will cause irritation to your skin. Okay, all these things are linked because food is so important because you are a direct result in the way that you look, you feel, and how much energy level you have, depending on the foods that you have on a regular basis. Okay, so adding in the likes of omega-3 healthy fats found in extra virgin olive oil. Okay, you can also use that I use for cooking at medium to low heats. Okay, because if you have, we'll call it foods that you're cooking at a high temperature, where around 6 or red, depending on your cooker or the last digit, the likelihood of it going past its smoke point is much more likely. So you need to turn it down to either halfway or slightly in between halfway, medium to high. So every cooker is different. So to note that, how do you know if it's gone past the smoke point? The oil is smoking in the pan. So if you're putting on whatever it is, the food item, and you see smoke coming from said pan, that means you've passed its smoke point, and it causes oxidative stress. And when we consume, it causes negative effects on the oil, and then we're the end consumer of that foods that we're cooking for ourselves and our friends and our family. So it's important to know there's no such thing as the best anything. Depends on what you're using it for. Okay, so if you are cooking at extremely high heat, then I recommend you to switch over to the coconut oil. Why? Because there's higher smoke point than compared to the likes of healthy fats. But coconut oil doesn't have the omega-3 healthy fats. That's why I recommend it, because that's going to improve your skin health. And who doesn't want to have better looking skin? Okay, and it also increases the absorption of the fat soluble vitamins, which also improve your skin every time, all linked to foods. Okay, we can add in also other foods that are high in omega-3 that are anti-inflammatory, okay, that are going to improve your skin health. These are organic foods that I recommend. Okay, chia seeds. Chia seeds, you can have chia pudding. You can put it into your porridge, steep them overnight, increases the absorption, the likelihood of absorption through the foods that we eat. Okay, if you don't steep them overnight and just pour them or sprinkle them over the likes of your porridge or your breakfast, the thing is, we'll call it, let it pass through us a little bit faster than we like, and we don't gain and absorb all the benefits of the foods. So when you're eating foods and you're making the conscious effort to be healthier, make sure that you're having or steeping them overnight so that they can be much more easily absorbed by the body. That's key for the likes of chia seeds. Okay, next one you can move on to is, and having on a regular basis that I recommend, and anybody that I come into contact with, is flax seeds. Flax seeds are one of those things that contain omega-3 healthy fats and can easily be put into either your breakfast or sprinkled over a salady type lunch. I have that daily. That's one of the things that I recommend you to start eating, because why? Flax seeds, again, improve your skin health. Okay, they also reduce inflammation in the body, and they're high in fiber. Okay, all these things, all the foods that I'm recommending. Why do I recommend foods? Why do I keep going back to foods and organic foods? Why? Because your gut health is so important. Okay, the gut, there's more microorganisms found in your gut than there are cells in your body, so that's important. And there's a gut and a brain linked axis. Okay, it's called the vagus nerve. Okay, so what we should note is the fact that there is between 90 and 95% of your serotonin, that's your happy hormone, is produced in your gut. So if you not only want to look better and you want to feel better, it's eating foods that benefit you. Okay, an excessive amount of, we'll call it genetically modified seeds that have been sprayed, okay, or foods that have been produced with the likes of Roundup, such as grains, such as non-organic vegetables, can cause irritation in the likes of your stomach, okay, which cause negative effects in your gut, which then don't produce as much serotonin. that's why I'm such a big believer in whole foods. Okay, single ingredient, local, fresh, organic, which is the gold standard for you and me and everyone else out there. Okay, and getting back to the final food item that's massively high in omega-3s is hemp seeds. Hemp seeds are something that I've been adding into my diet because I've tried vegan a period of time, which I enjoyed, and I really did learn a lot about food and how to combine different proteins together. But hemp seeds are a complete protein, and they're high in protein, they're high in healthy fats, but they're high again in that specifically type of healthy fat that we have to consume from our diet. Okay, our body cannot make omega-3 healthy fats. That's why it's so important that we don't get enough of it in our diet. So those are the things that I highly recommend you to add into your diet that contain omega-3 healthy fats. And then if those of you who do listen to this podcast, and fish such as oily fish, okay, that I highly recommend you to consume, they have omega-3 that is good for your skin health. And then it brings me on to how else can we improve the likes of our skin health? It's training. Okay, you're thinking in your head now, how the hell does training improve your skin health? It's training that encourages the body to sweating out toxins. Okay, whether you're living in a built-up area or that you're under a certain amount of, or consuming a certain amount of foods that do have toxins in it, whether it be from highly commercialized, produced, large-scale vegetable crops, this can be passed out through the body through sweating. Okay, that's why I highly recommend people to start training right now. Okay, how many days do I recommend you to train for? I recommend you to train for a minimum of 4 days a week. Why 4? Why? Because it's just over 50% of the week, and as a result of that, then if you do more, if you do 5, you're onto a winner again. And just making sure that you get your heart rate up enough in your training sessions that your body is able to sweat. Sweating is so important. Okay, and as I said, it's improving your skin health. It's getting you to release the likes of anything that's not suited to your body that you have consumed or that you have come into contact with, and that could be from the likes of fumes from cars that you're living in an area, you're living in the city, or even as you're walking by trucks and things when you're doing your shopping on the weekend or whenever you do your shopping. And the type of training that I recommend is for majority of people who want a more leaner and toned physique is added weights. The weights don't have to be heavy. I'm training with the 5 kgs and a 10 kg kettlebell. I am well capable of getting on a decent sweat, and that's what I have with people that I'm currently training at the minute. Okay, it's the added advantage of when you use added weights. Okay, you're able to tear more muscle fibers. When you tear more muscle fibers, you burn more calories. When you burn more calories, it maximizes the benefits of your training. And when using those resistant weights, what also happens is you're able to burn up calories. Okay, when you're resting. Okay, that's the added advantage of just doing weights as opposed to the likes of doing just cardio. With cardio, only in that train or that exercise, whether it be HIIT, no body weight exercises, you only have the calories being burned in that session or in that run or in those sprints or whatever you're doing. So that's why I'm incorporating people to use added weights, okay? Because you're able to get a much more muscle tone, developed physique using weights, okay? Because when you tear muscle fibers, your body then, from the proteins that you consume on a meal basis, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and snacks in between, is the building blocks of your muscles. And that's what's important to note, that if you want a more low tone physique, using added weights for maximizing the benefits and getting a sweat on. And how do I recommend getting a sweat on? If you're doing weights and you're telling me, I've previously told you to slow down the likes of your movements, okay, to maximize the benefits of your training, using a HIIT style finisher. Okay, some people say, oh, is HIIT better, oh, is weight training better? And I have the mindset that if you can do A, and the option is A or B, and you can do both, then do both. So that's what I do. I incorporate in slow time under tension using added weights, using 2 movements such as a squat and a press. That means squatting down with 2 dumbbells on your on left and right of your shoulders beside your ears, squatting down and pressing. That's maximizing the benefits. Why? Using large muscle groups in the legs. Secondly, following that, you're using one of the other largest muscle groups in the body, your shoulders, and a little bit of core stability there too, onto a winner. And then using a HIIT style finisher. And what I mean by HIIT style finisher is, depending on your fitness level, is 20 seconds on with a 10-second rest. Okay, for a minimum of 5 minutes is what I would recommend. And I do have people on my training program at the minute doing exactly that. Okay, it's so important to get the heart rate up. Okay, getting that sweat on to improve your overall skin health. And that's why I do it. And because the things that I do are the things that I recommend to people. And this brings me on to the likes of bloating, one of the final topics we'll be touching on in this episode. Okay, because some people have been asking me in Q&As that I've been putting on my social media, on Instagram, on Facebook, and it's firstly with bloating, with the likes of firstly finding out what is causing the bloating, because it is either due to foods, it can be due to foods, okay, and finding out that food is so important, okay. It can also be from environmental stresses that you're in, okay. Is it the work that you're currently doing, or is it maybe the overconsumption of social media and negative social media that you're consuming? And that's another point that I want people to touch on, that what you consume is so important right now, because I want people to be as happy and as healthy as they possibly can. And that starts with foods, but health and fitness is not only about the foods you eat, it's also about the thoughts that you think. And if you're constantly looking at doom and gloom, if you're constantly on with comparison syndrome, when you're looking at individuals who have such and such, or only put up photos of ab selfies or glute selfies, or this is the only diet and this is what you should do, I tell people to make sure that you're following and consuming people that put out beneficial information on improving on any area of your life that you want to improve on. And you could take me out of that category or put me into it. And if you don't think that this information is beneficial to you, or the information that I put up on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or YouTube, then you won't follow me or stop looking at my content, because I really do. The whole belief behind it is I want people to be happier. I want people to be healthier. And that's why I put out regular content each and every day. I put out 3 pieces of content on Instagram. I put out 3 pieces of content on the likes of Facebook. And all of those things are driven towards people doing things that benefit them, training on a regular basis, eating local food, eating fresh food, growing a little bit of their own, being more sustainable, finding foods that suit them and their current height and their current weight to help them be and improve their overall physique. Because when you start doing those things on a regular basis, you're going to be a happier individual, and it's going to have a knock-on effect to other people and other areas of your life. And that's what I'm a firm believer in. And what can happen then if you have excessive amount of stress, that's my point, the fact that excessive amount of stress can cause bloating, and that can and has happened in a couple of individuals that I have been coming into contact with through the program, the Organic Fitness program. And I want people to sometimes slow down and focus in on, firstly, your environment, and maybe firstly your foods, and secondly, to find out exactly what it is, and then eliminating or reducing down that type of food until you able to, or finding out then if you're actually intolerant to it and removing it, or just adding it in slow incremental amounts to make your body to be able to tolerate that food. Okay, and that's exactly what I want people to do. I want people to slow down, because we're living in a world where it's nonstop, go, 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 go. And I fall into this category as well. I am someone who rushes around, but it's important to know that right now I have to take my own medicine, because what I do is what I recommend. I'm slowing down in the evenings. I recommend you to do the same. I recommend you to start even maybe a little bit of journaling, writing down the things that went well for you, focusing in on the positive things, because it's so important to focus in on the positives, because what you focus in on, okay, will expand. If you focus in on the negatives, we can't do this, we can't do that, I'll never tell you what you can't do. I'll tell you what you can do. You can be a healthier, you can be an improved version of yourself today, whenever you listen to this podcast. And that's what I want people to do. I want people to take this information on board. I want people to put it into practice, because loads of people know what to do. It's the difference between knowing and doing. Okay. And other than that, that's going to wrap up this week's show. I'd just like to say thank you very much for listening to this week's episode. And if you are looking for improvement on any area of your life, and if you're looking to join up to the Organic Fitness program, just contact me directly on any of my social media platforms. That's Coleman Power Organic Fitness on Instagram. That's Coleman Power Organic Fitness on TikTok, which I highly recommend. A bit of crack on that too. And on Facebook, Coleman Power. Okay, you can send me direct messages in relation to any questions that you have on a daily basis. I'll answer them and get back to you as soon as I possibly can. There isn't a message or anything that I haven't answered, or anyone that sent me a message I haven't answered, because that's the kind of fella I am. I will contact 100% and answer every question. And the most honest and open individual that you're going to come across. Okay, and that comes from gratitude, which is another thing that I highly recommend you to do on your journaling. Okay, being grateful for things, because when you can't be two emotions at once. You can either be grateful or you can be ungrateful. and be grateful for what you have right now and try and improve on it. How do you do that? Eat local, eat fresh, and eat organic. Stay tuned.